funky ass hair. But welcome guys back to another episode. So in the last episode, you did kind of see I had a 6-month review for this Red Sea Reefer behind me. Since we, did do a 6-month review on the tank, we can actually also do a 6-month review on the lights that are up here. So these are the Orphek icons. I rather do a review after like a few months or a few weeks at least of use, just to see what I like. But I figure since we've done it on the tank, we can go ahead and do it on the lights. And kind of a funny thing on the side note, I've done this take like 4 or 5 times, and for some reason I talk super fast, which really annoys me. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I kind of want to take my time, make sure I get the information out, but I just been like zooming through it and messing up. It's been just the weirdest thing. Alright, so kind of as we start, first things first, I did pay for the lights myself. They were not given to me. I did not get them for free, and I paid for them with my own money, so this is not a sponsored review. Everything I say is just my personal experience. There are some things that I like about the lights, some things I hate about the lights, but we'll go ahead and get through as much as I can. Alright, so first things first is going to be build quality of the lights. For the most part, I believe the entire thing is just kind of like aluminum. It's actually pretty solidly built. It's, kind of like a aluminum outside, but there's no give on the fixture itself. It is freakishly heavy though, at 15 pounds. But we'll get to that in a little bit. The bottom part right here is either plastic or acrylic, but it is super nice. It's nice and clean, and you can see each LED has its own individual lens. The only other things that I see here on the light are going to be the antenna, which I really don't understand why they couldn't just make this thing internal and, not have it there on the side. When they give it to you, you also have to screw it on, which is kind of inconvenient. And then there is just the one button on the light itself. I actually don't remember what it does because I've never had to use it. It might be like a power button, but like I said, never had to use it. Everything is on the app, and the app is super convenient. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the build quality of it itself. Now, the most popular question that I get on all my Orphek kind of videos, as far as like the light stand goes, is how do I mount this Orphek? So with this Orphek, it comes with this screw. They use that screw to hold the unit together, and so that screw itself fits perfectly in the 15 series extruded aluminum from 8020.net, also not sponsored. It's just something I happened to measure out and noticed, and yeah, it fits perfectly. It does not move. There's one on every corner, so the fixture itself is supported, and that nut goes straight through the aluminum. So it's gonna hold on. I don't see any reason why it would come off. So if you do decide to go ahead with the extruded aluminum, that is the one that I used. Now, Orphek does also make their own mounts, which I believe are an additional $100. I did not go with those for one very specific reason, and that is because they actually mount to the rim of your tank. And like I mentioned earlier, these guys are 15 pounds a piece. And some people did mention that once you do mount it, number one, you're putting 15 pounds of force onto that rim right there. And then once you have it on there, because it's so darn heavy, if you press on the icon, it'll actually like wobble a little bit. And that to me is just absolutely unacceptable for a light mount. So we went with, this guy right here. It doesn't move, like solid, absolutely solid on this extruded aluminum, absolutely perfect. Nothing I'll even have to worry about. I might even put another one right there in the middle. And next up, let's go ahead and talk about the light itself that it produces. So they do recommend a mounting height of 16 inches for this light, and I can clearly see why. So right here we actually have a perfect example of the different kind of like lens and spread you get with this fixture. So this Orphek and this Red Sea LED 90 are both mounted the same 16 inches off the water. With the Red Sea LEDs, they're definitely supposed to be mounted lower if you use their arm. And then, like I said, they recommend 16 inches off the water surface for the Orpheks. If you look at the back wall, you can see on the Orpheks, I have no light bleed whatsoever. All the light that is coming out of this fixture is going straight down into the tank. Versus the Red Sea LED, you can clearly see that there is, kind of a light bleed here, which is fine. It's not really a big deal, but you're definitely losing a little bit of light, by mounting this a lot higher. But like I said, it's really not meant to be. I'm just using it for now, just to make sure I have good enough coverage in the tank itself. Now, one thing I will not be mentioning with these lights is the PAR that I get, because number one, I don't have a PAR meter, so that kind of sucks. And then number two, you could just find that stuff online, so you don't really need me to, point it out in certain parts of the tank. I feel like that's kind of useless because every tank is different. But yeah, we won't be doing any PAR stuff.